There has not been a Democratic convention hall full of delegates, politicians, balloons, celebrities, all of the things for 8 years because of COVID-19. So this year is going to feel different to people, new in some ways, and not just because of the change at the top of the ticket. This week I went to Chicago and I got a sneak preview of what's in store with a few of the people responsible for pulling off what is the biggest show in politics. There's always a story that conventions are trying to tell. What's the story of the convention next week?
You know, I think the story is about where Joe Biden started. You know, he started us with, we're going to claim the soul of this nation. That's, to me, the underlying story of all of this. We are going to continue the work of the Biden-Harris administration. We're certainly going to pivot to the future as we look at Harris and Walz, but I think our anchor and our North Star was where he started us.
As the North Star, the sitting president, how will he be honored? I know he's going to speak on Monday.
It would be hard to have a convention that wasn't reflective of Joe Biden, because Joe Biden represents everything that the Democratic Party is all about. Fairness, decency, American leadership. These are the things that Joe Biden has fought for his entire career, and those are the values that the Democratic Party is going to put on display in Chicago next week.
You both have had a challenging task, I think it's fair to say, because at the top of the ticket changed just a few weeks ago. And now Vice President Harris is at the top, on the top of the ticket. She's selected Governor Walz to be her running mate. How have you had to change your planning, programming for the convention?
You know, one of the things that I think we should do, and we have an obligation to do, is to introduce her and Governor Walz to the American people in a way that they probably haven't seen her. So it gave us the opportunity. It wasn't as hard as people thought it was. I think it was probably more a shock to people, but she was always built into this convention from beginning to end. And so what we really had to do was change names. We had to start looking at what she wanted, what she believed in. We have bios of the coach, which we're all excited about. We'll introduce her husband. We'll see his family. And so those are the things that we'll see differently.
One of the parts of her that I think people have seen in recent weeks is her connection to her sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, one of the Divine Nine. They're very supportive and proud of her. She's very proud to be a member. Are we going to see some excited sorority sisters next week?
You will see a lot of pink and green.
See one right here.
Yes, I am.
You're an AKA
yes, I am.
as well.
Yes, I am. Yeah, we plan to devote a special day and section to the Divine Nine because they have been a part of her history, a part of her journey. So you will see all the colors of all the sororities and fraternities come together.
There's a lot of things that people get excited about in conventions, including Hollywood and singers. Are we going to see, I mean, Beyonce said that Kamala Harris could use her music. Could we see Beyonce next week?
Well, you know, I think anything could be a surprise, even to us sometimes. You know, we've seen a lot of that on social media. But, you know, we do have a lot of entertainers that have expressed interest. But we also have a lot of people that are just coming because they believe in this ticket. They believe in what we stand for.
So we're backstage.
Here we are.
This is backstage at a convention. What is happening behind the scenes at a convention when everybody's seeing on camera speakers giving big speeches, but what's going on behind the scenes?
So all those speakers who come out and nail their flawless speeches are back here first, and they're prepping. We have a writer's room where they can work with their speechwriter to fine-tune those final details. We've got hair and makeup.
So the writer's room is really interesting. I just want to pause there because the writer's room is a bunch of speech writers who come in and they help people fine-tune.
Exactly.
Sometimes people are nervous.
Yes.
Sometimes they want to change their whole
they're
speech.
excited. Yes. I mean, it's like cliche to say it's the Super Bowl of something, but this is like the Super Bowl for speechwriters.
This is the convention floor.
This is it.
And what are we walking out to right now?
So we are walking out to the first of its kind creator platform. So just because we're going back to an in-person convention doesn't mean we're going back to the same old way of doing everything.
So this stage has never existed before in this form. And what's going to happen here?
This is the front row seat for content creators to cover our convention. We know that, the #1 search engine for Gen Z is TikTok. right? So we're going to be welcoming all of our traditional media friends, and you can see the positions for them all over the hall here. But we also have our 200 plus credentialed content creators. And so they're going to be having the opportunity to come up here to create and broadcast their content to Americans right where they are, because we know so many people, especially young people, they're not necessarily watching television, they're not reading a physical newspaper. You know, those trusted voices that they turn to for their news and information are these folks online on TikTok and YouTube and, you know, Instagram. And so we're bringing them here.
Okay, now behind us right here are some balloons. The balloons are all going to go up into the ceiling, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be dropped down on Thursday.
So many spoilers, Jen. Jeez.
Well, I just people may be wondering, what are all those balloons back there?
Yep, it is one of the most beloved elements. You know, we're innovating, we're bringing creators, but also we got to honor some of the, you know, the time-honored traditions, conventions like the balloon drop.
Governor Pritzker, it's so great to see you. Thank you for taking the time on Convention Eve. So the last time I was here in Chicago with you, we sat down, this was last fall, we talked about the convention. One of the big reasons it is in Chicago is because of your advocacy. So how are you feeling? It's finally about to start.
Well, I have to say we've been planning for a year and a quarter since we were awarded the convention. We're ready. This city is energized and ready to go, and we got tens of thousands of people arriving for the convention even now. And so we're just so excited.
It feels like there's a lot of energy around this ticket. Vice President Harris, as you referenced, Governor Walz. How are you feeling that here in Chicago and as we anticipate the start of the convention?
I have to say, just the electricity that, I mean, the young people in particular who've come out and just said, hey, I want to volunteer, I want to be involved.
Well, you've known Governor Walz. He's a fellow Midwestern governor. You have that in common. Next week is a big week for him. What do you hope the country sees about Governor Tim Walz?
Well, I think the first thing that's very noticeable about him, and it's true, he's got a big heart. He genuinely cares about people, and you watch him operate and what he's done in Minnesota for young people, what he's done to stand up for the values of everyday Minnesotans. He's going to bring that to America.
There's been a lot of reporting about protests, the potential for tens of thousands of protesters. Are you anticipating that number coming to Chicago?
I don't think that number, but listen, we expected protesters. It's been a year and a quarter of truly planning for this across the city of Chicago. I want to remind you that every level of law enforcement is involved here. We've got all the way from the Secret Service and the FBI to the sheriff to the CPD. So it's going to be a safe convention.
I would expect you're going to speak next week sometime. When can we expect to hear from you?
Tuesday night, prime time. I get an opportunity to tell people about Illinois and, more importantly, about the ticket and why we're all so excited about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
That did not taste good, I just want to first say. But my thanks to Governor Pritzker, Minyon Moore, Alex Hornbrook, Matt Hill, everyone on the ground in Chicago who made all of that possible in advance of what is going to be a crazy week for all of them.